Hello and welcome to A Tribe Called Cars. My name is Ben Griffin and this is part 1 of a little Let's Play series. I'm going to be playing Phase 7 Tennessee, the latest DLC at the time of making this video. Partly because it's fun, partly because I have not done this since my very first SnowRunner videos, if some of you remember those. Now I will usually play each of the missions in full, however I had a little recording issue on this first video. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, the main thing is that I'm going to show you one of the first things you can do in Phase 7 Tennessee. Burning Mill is the map. Now it's called Supply Depot, or Depot, if you want to be all American. And basically, one part of it is to deliver a generator. Now this can be found just to the west-ish of your garage. And then you get to lug it all the way along a series of quite muddy, windy, undulated trails. These are really fun roads to drive. So, I picked the Azov 73210 because it is a good testing vehicle, and to be honest, if this struggles, then pretty much every other truck is going to struggle too. However, as you will see quite a lot at the start of this video, yeah, it's quite an unfriendly road for trucks with a low nose. In fact, that is even with the raised suspension. So anyway, we skipped a little bit, but basically, as you can see, we are trying to get across this little bit of road, and to be honest, it was so frustrating that I almost stopped using this truck. However, spoiler alert, in my Tennessee Best Trucks, it probably will feature, because actually, for later maps and the inconvenience, these are both far outweighed by just how good it is. So yeah, slow and steady wins the race with this baby, and other activities. Anyway, here we are, going through some mud. Now I believe I've got the off-road 2s on, but if you want to use muds, feel free. I do find the off-road 2s are just generally better overall. However, the Tiger balloons do give you extra stability if that's an option, and can work better. This truck is a 10-wheeler beast, always on all-wheel drive and always on diff lock. So yes, this is a very capable truck. I typically use the advanced special gearbox, so then you have a little bit more control off-road. I didn't actually need to have the crane on for this mission, however, some of the later tasks, including the second part of Supply Depot, and later the solar power station, can be a lot easier with a crane, or at least it saves you driving around as much. So yeah, get this mission done because it unlocks the Supply Depot at the top, which you can power with the generator, and also it unlocks a trailer store, which you can use to be naughty and refuel, and then sell the trailer back. So yeah, I feel like Sabre was giving us a slightly easier time this time, which I'm not against. It's only one map, and I know people are a bit angry, and the racing wasn't exactly something we all asked for. But in terms of the map design, the size of it, and the sort of challenge, it's a good amount of difficulty. It's easy to go wrong if you get complacent, but at the same time, it's generally very enjoyable. This bit, you're actually best off going to the left round the trailer, as that is relatively flat. As you can see just behind there is a much easier route, although to be honest, when you're dragging a trailer it can be hit and miss. Just use your low gears, don't come charging in so you don't dig yourself a hole, and you should be fine. Fortunately, there are lots of trees you can use to sort of lug your way out. As you can see, the water is actually pushing me here, which is good fun. You do eventually get out, don't worry, this is not like a 7-hour marathon video. But yes, I have made a complete pig's ear of what is normally quite an easy crossing. So yes, basically don't do what I'm doing and you should be fine. But anyway, yeah, keep the power on, bit of winching. It's not an especially long journey, so you don't need to worry too much about how much fuel you have left. Unless, of course, you're using one of the 200-litre capacity beasts, like the, is it the ANK? One of the Azovs, the 5319, if I recall correctly. So yeah, anyway, here we go. We've discovered the wide flatboard semi-trailer thing. Now, in later missions, which I will show in this series, there's going to be basically every task all the way through Tennessee. You get the solar panels from here, or at least 3 of them, and there is another one down the river, but more north. So, yeah. Or is it more south? But anyway. Maybe you can tell that my hay fever's kicked in, or I have a cold. I'm not really sure. One of the two, but anyway. It's all good. Now, honestly, I don't know what was going on here, because I have driven through this river in this truck without so much pain. Honestly, this was just a complete... what's the word? Special moment, shall we say. Ben's special moment. Now, we're using the low gears. You can see it sort of chugging away there, trying to get traction. I'm sure if you guys have watched many of my videos, you'll know about the guide to gears I did and stuff. But basically, you just don't want the wheels to spin unnecessarily fast. So sometimes using the mid or the lowest of the low gears can actually get you going, but it does depend on torque as well. Some trucks really do not like the lowest setting. And now we're off. Here we go, a little bit of winding trail action. Honestly, this is just such a satisfying bit to drive. If you don't have the best turning circle, or you have a long trailer, you can sneak around the rock on the right there, go around on the left. And basically, after that, I think it's pretty much plain sailing. I do feel like they've nerfed a lot of trucks in terms of torque. They all seem to just get upset going up hills, and a lot of them didn't used to. So, yeah. Good for maps like this, because it helps extend their longevity, but for maps like Amur, where you just need absolute brute power, then not so good. Now, as you can see, I haven't unlocked all of the towers. I think this was so early on, I just thought, let's get it on. Let's get the missions rapidly done. Because this is actually the 3rd time, because I've done it on PTS, and then some of them on PC, and now on Xbox Series X in the next-gen version. This is why I have mixed percentage completion across all 3, because I just don't have time to play all of them, as you can imagine. This YouTube malarkey does take up a lot of time. But anyway, here we are. As you can see in the background, that is the supply depot. So here we are cruising in, victorious, although you can still go wrong here if you're an idiot. Now you can follow the path to the right and go around in that way, or you can break the fence like a badass thug life and all that, and save a little bit of time, potentially, maybe not. Kill a tree or 2 on the way in, sorry about that. Knock over some fencing, whatever. Claim on the insurance. And yeah, basically, this is the first part of Supply Depot, as previously said. Drop this baby off in the top right, I believe. You will be able to see when you click on the task in the menu. Always shows you where exactly you need to take stuff. And yeah, drop it here. Disconnect. And then... just checking where exactly it needs to go. So yeah, it's basically that area. That is where you will power it on to run the supply depot. So do some terrible reversing like me, put it in the corner, and that is a job well done. And now it is time to get full fuel for the second part of supply depot, which I will show you in another video. I know this is a slightly different style, but hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give a like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and all that jazz. It is always greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.